All right, it's Monday morning. We just booked a load. We spent all weekend working our ass off. Let me show you some of the things we've done. So like we talked about before, we got the brand new Striker 655. New coax cable run all the way down out through the mirror, which was fun. You gotta take the breather off, you gotta take the whole truck apart basically to do that. I gotta clean my mirror still, we're just warming the truck up. Brand new Striker antenna. It came with another like foot long extension like that on it, and it was way out there. I mean, my goodness. But we had that on it first, and then we plugged it in. We had high SWRs, and we had to take that off. I didn't get a chance to do any buffing, so I mean, you can kind of see good enough. But there is our major upgrade. Hodge built. You can't even see it because of the reflection. And they're filthy right now. Hodge built half fenders. Blind mount. Otherwise you would have a pole coming right here. Right? The mounting pole. There's where the old quarter fenders were. If you have a hole in your frame, DOT requires it has to be filled with a bolt. You just throw a normal bolt in there. That's a grade 8 bolt, whatever. What I did, blind mounts. So blind mounts hook onto your alignment for your springs. I did front and back blind mount. Pretty nice. We're pretty close for height. I've got, let me see, you got maybe a ½ inch of adjustment there, but if we go too high, we're running into a clearance problem there probably, which we're already gonna have to watch. See if I can get it to focus. Okay, so if we go nosing up, it's gonna bring that up. We're gonna have to watch that turning, and when you dump the air all the way down right now, the gap between the top of the tread and the inside up in here, you can't even get your finger in there. So, and it might be touching. I think we're gonna have to try that for now, but it's definitely gonna help. As you can see, them other fenders were right here. You have that whole gap of tire just slinging shit up on the truck. Well, that's fixed now. So we're just airing it up, getting everything warmed up. I put a new impeller in the lower unit of that, rebuilt that yesterday. Put a VHF radio in that thing because I plan on taking that out on federal waters, aka Lake Michigan, Lake Superior, possibly even the Mississippi. So yeah, looks nice. The problem you have, if you don't know, if you haven't done this before, the problem you have running RGN with having a rear fender is you got to come up them ramps, those ramps right there to get on your fifth wheel. And more often than not, you will tear that fender up. Trying to roll up with these rollers, you will tear that all up. So yeah, the tanks are dirty again. They needed just a hand wipe, but I think she looks good. I wish I'd fill in some of these holes. These things are pretty deep. The bumper killers if you ain't careful. So I'm gonna finish what we're doing, warming up, getting paperwork ready. We gotta head down to Lafayette, Indiana. We've hauled one of these before. We're hauling one of the big cat, like a generator with a great big radiator on it. We've hauled it before. It's a great big parachute behind the truck. It sucks ass. But there's nothing coming out of here. I mean, there's people trying to move shit out of this area for like $1.50 a mile. It's not happening. Let it sit, boys. Let it sit. But we're going down to Savannah, Georgia. If I can time it right, we're going back to that Mexican restaurant. Let's see. Let's get moving. She's even got that echo on her. Breaker, breaker. Home breaker coming through. I like it. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna start cleaning some windows. Well, we're here for our loading spot in the morning. So what we learned from last time is we came in from that way and go down this way and turn around. So we came in the other way from back there. So that way we're straight in line, right up here. Bugs getting me. It's nice out. It's like 73, 74. Fenders are doing their job. Everything's looking nice and clean back here. Heck yeah. A little bit of grease or something. It's all right. It's making a bigger mess. Ah. Everything rode good. So we're just gonna hang out here for the morning and we'll get her loaded. All right, we just loaded up. They came over here and said, we're not gonna make you go across the street. Haven't even moved the truck. They brought it right over here. They just picked it up from back there and brought it up here. So we're 10.2 wide. $8,000 pounds, just the radiator. So I'm gonna get chaining this down, get flags and all that stuff done, and we gotta figure out permits. All right, we got her all loaded up. Got our lights rolling, flag banner chained, yada yada. There was some confusion with the broker, length, width, and height. He said it was 105 inches wide. It's 105 inches wide from that corner to that corner, but the way the forks are, your length becomes your width. So we're 10'2" wide. We held off on ordering permits because we weren't sure if it was going to be wide with that 105. Good thing we did. So that's about the best thing I can come up with for chaining. Got down pressure so this thing can't tip, and it's going to do our side to side. I thought about X chaining it, but the chain going across there and the chain coming across this way ain't going to stop it from tipping. You could still tip if it wanted to. So we're flagged. Just waiting on a couple permits. We got to Indiana. We're going to get rolling soon here and get Indiana knocked out. We got plenty of time to kill driving through Indiana before we got to get our Kentucky permit. It's all ordered, but just waiting on it to come in. So that's it. Let's get it rolling. All right, we are in Memphis, Indiana. We're down here. This is a Thornton's. Right across the street over there is the Loves. So we're at exit 16 here. So we're only about 16 miles from the state line, and it's 2 o'clock. We've been here for a little over an hour waiting on permits. It's been a long time since that's happened. It can happen, it does happen sometimes. It's been a long time since I've had it happen, but I contacted the office, and they've been submitted for hours, 3 hours on and counting, and still nothing back. So I don't have a Kentucky permit yet or anything else, so I can't cross into Kentucky. So the other part of being oversized, can't travel at night, number one. Number two, main metropolitan areas, can't travel during rush hour. And it's pretty universal. Most areas are that way. So right across the state line, we got Louisville. It's going on 2 o'clock now. We got about an hour. Usually it's like 3 to 6 in the afternoon, and usually, so morning would be like 6 to 9, and then 3 to 6. in the afternoon. That's when you can't operate. So if we can't operate till after 6, going through Louisville, probably not going to find a truck stop with openings. We're probably going to end up sitting here. So we got about an hour left. That's how this works. So before you go getting into the oversized game and you think it's all gravy and you can just zip around and make a bunch of money, you can get dicked. So I'll let you know what I find out. Otherwise, if the next clip you see a nice bright sunrise, you know what happened. All right, we just got our permits. We're good to go all the way down to our delivery site, which I don't understand what took so goddamn long. Kentucky is just 65 all the way through. There's no detours. Tennessee, there's not even a fucking route. Tennessee does that. They'll give you a permit. They don't even give you a route. You just go wherever you want. What took so long? Like, why did it take hours and hours and hours for them to approve it? It's not a holiday. Government workers, I tell you. I gotta get rolling. It's 2:30. We're gonna get through Louisville by the skin of our fucking teeth. So, let's go. All right, we're down here in Jackson, Georgia. We got to take a break. We've been driving for almost 6 hours. And while we take our break, we're going to take that off. It's obviously not going to make it. I told the broker yesterday, sent him an email with some pictures and said that plastic ain't going to make it. And he said, that's fine, it happens. No big deal, just do what you got to do. If you got to take it, if you can patch it, patch it. If you got to take it off, just take it off. Well, there ain't no patching that. So I'm going to pull that off quick. There she is. There was some foam board up there I had to take out. Looks like the bottom stuff fell out already. Piled neatly by the trash can, put a block on it. No more problems. Should do that to begin with. All right, I'm gonna go get something to eat. Boy, these cicadas down here are just everywhere. I'm afraid to even open the windows because you go walk, and I just had one land on me when I was taking the tarp off the load. They're landing on the load. They're everywhere. I killed about 6 of them already off the truck. So, multitasking. We got our brake done. We got the tarp off. We got our paperwork for our reload. We got an excavator that we're picking up tomorrow after we drop this off. I got some Dunkin' iced coffee. I got some donuts for a treat for later. I got some McDonald's for lunch. I got caramel frappe. I'm about to finish my Monster. I-75, I'm about to tear your ass up. All right, we're here. We are backing in, kind of back in the lot here, so we're out of the way for now to go check in. Just a bunch of trailers here and stuff. Should be out of the way, looks like. Kind of a goofy little area. You can see they have all kinds of equipment here, dozers, all kinds of stuff here. So I'm gonna go check in at that office up there. So we're checked in, and their big machine's broken. They broke yesterday. So they're gonna try to use 2 lifts. The next lift they have is a 7,000 capacity. The radiator says it weighs 8,000 pounds. They're going to try to use 2 forklifts. There's not 2 fork pockets, so I don't know how they're going to do that. Maybe we'll see. But if they can't get it, sometime today is when the machine will get fixed. That's what they told me. We have that excavator to go get. I was this close to booking another load. So the excavator, climb up here quick. That excavator, we pick up about 50 miles south of here and take that into Alabama, central Alabama. There was another load on the load board coming out of Alabama, coming back here to Savannah. This is not a bad area to be in right now. There's a bunch of loads around here for, decent money. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I do that, and then, we just spend the weekend down here, burn. So what we're running into is today is Thursday, right? So if I pick up that excavator today, deliver it tomorrow, Friday in Alabama, hopefully I can get another reload out of Alabama and then come back here with it, right? And drop it off Monday morning, and then that gives me 3 loads for this week. That's plus I'd get my 34, so that would be ideal. But with their forklifts broken, I'm glad I didn't book that other load coming back yet. You know what I mean? That could get nasty. So I'm going to take some flags and stuff off of here. If I was pressed for time, I was just going to leave my banners and stuff on. But since I got all this time, I might as well just take them off. Since we're running about an hour south, picking up another oversized. I don't know. Something to do, kill some time, put the shit away. All right, so that took about an hour. They were about to do some crazy shit. So they were putting 2 forklifts on the opposite side of the radiator on the driver's side here, and they were picking up. They both got underneath it, and they had dunnage brought out. And the guy looks at me, he goes, "All right, you think we're good to tilt back?" I said, "Fuck, no." I said, "Put one on each side, man. What are you doing?" So we in the space between the legs there was enough room just to get a fork basket through. One fork in there, and the other fork was, come in the normal way, the way it loaded in the fork pockets. Both picked it up, no problem. So, I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. They were just gonna pick it up with a heavy end out farthest from both of them, with nothing tying it to the forklifts, and drive backwards. Like, what the fuck are you doing? So we got it settled. We're getting ready to leave here, and we're gonna go get that excavator from the port. All right, well, we're here. Checking in was a process. There's a lot of people here. Got checked in, got told where our excavator is at, what quadrant, whatever you want to call it, and just went and found it. Now we're going to bring the truck a little bit closer. Might get away, it might not be oversized. This PS truck is taking the exact spot I wanted. So that's fun. Yeah, we're gonna get it loaded up here quick, and we're gonna see how big this thing is. All right, fender's doing great. We got our excavator. We are out of the port. It's hot as fuck down here. Just stopped at the quick truck stop here. We got to do a quick load check, make sure everything's nice and tight. little bit bigger than the one. It's a 313. We pulled a 311 out of Galveston. That radiator, I did lose one of my magnet flags. So I got to look for that. And we got to deal with a tire. We'll come back around, I'll show you. So the tire that we plugged a while back, it was holding air, but I did a pre-trip this morning. I noticed it was a little low. I aired it up. And 7 hours later, when I'm at the port, it was low again. So I'm losing 50 pounds of air in 70 hours. Or 70 hours. In 7 hours, I'm losing 50 pounds of air. Because I aired it up to 100. 7 hours later, when we had this all loaded up at the port, I noticed that tire was squatting again. So I checked it, she was back down to 50. So there's our plug. It's not too bad right now. Super hot and sticky. I'm gonna run in here and see if they got a plug kit. I'm just gonna plug it myself again just to refresh it. And limp it along. I went to stop at a Love's that was right by the port, and I pulled in there and there was like 3 trucks in line. So that wasn't gonna fly. So we're gonna see what we got here. Okay, so what we found is some tubeless tire repair kit, but it doesn't have any rubber cement in it. So we're gonna use some Gorilla Glue with it. What kinds of hell breaking loose around here? So I'll get with you once we get this done. All right, we got her in there. So we got our hose hooked up. You can see it, there's a fresh one. Here's the old one. Thought I heard air hissing, but it's that. I haven't taped that up yet. So you're using that Gorilla Glue. You're gonna put that on there before you punch it in. Ream the hole out real good. Use that Gorilla Glue as a lubricant. And then shove it in there and give her a couple twists. It was kind of a bastard to shove in. So it's a tight squeeze, it's a tight fit. It ain't gonna come out. And then once that glue sets up real nice, it's gonna bond around the outside there. And I'm just gonna air it up quick. And we'll be good to go. When I get time, when I stop, there's not a huge list or a huge waiting line. We'll get that properly repaired. We just take the tire off. You do a patch plug on the inside, so it'll never be a problem. But the last thing I want is this thing to run low and then blow, and then whoop, rip that all to hell. So I'm gonna air her up quick, and then we gotta get rolling. Okay, she's all done. Fingers crossed that it holds. It's a good thing we stopped. It was already down to 70. So she's in there. I ain't got soap water, so I tried spitting on it. As foamy spit as I can get. I don't see any bubbles. So let's hope it holds. We're gonna have to keep an eye on it a little bit. Should hold though. She ain't going nowhere. Now we're good. All right, let's get out of here. We got to get all the way over to Alabama. My dispatcher called me when I was headed to the port to pick up this, and broker called their company wanting to know. So the dispatcher basically posts my truck on the load board saying, hey, this truck's going to be available on this date in this area with this type of equipment. So someone called, broker called our company, and so they got a loader. It's coming out of an auction yard back in Georgia, but it's only like 180 miles from where we're delivering this in Alabama. So we're not that far back and forth, but that's going all the way up to Minnesota. So I said, hell yeah, I'll take it. But I don't want that tire to fuck me. That's why I'm kind of like, we'll limp it along type of deal. You know what I mean? I ain't got all day to fuck around with it and wait in line. So, and I pulled into that Love's. If there wouldn't have been a line of trucks there, waiting to get into the shop, they had 3 bays. All 3 bays were packed full, and there was trucks waiting outside. If there wouldn't have been that, I would have waited and just got it done. Getting all dirty. But we got that time. Not right now. Let's get out of here. All right, we've been driving for another 2 hours, the same distance we drove when we left the port. Just checked it. Plug's right there. Set it at 105. Just checked it. Still at 105. So we're good to go. I'm just gonna double check these flags quick and we're gonna get rolling. All right, we're almost to the delivery. We threw it in a Love's last night. My goodness. And absolutely no parking spots. It was just jam-packed. Yeah, it was a nightmare. Had to make it work. But we're almost here, so we'll get this off. I'm gonna make this quick. True Blue's gonna try to turn. We're gonna have to roll that bad boy. Kind of off on a side road here by a little airport. Just went by the airport. We had like a great big World War II plane in there. Must be having some sort of an air show today. Pretty cool to see that. Not that far from the road. So should be right up here.
The car on the shoulder over there. We is going to Athens or Gator, Huntsville.
There we go. Right
Harvest. There's a car on the shoulder up here.
Equipment unloading. I believe this would be us. Gotta be careful. That nose up.
Going to Harvest, Alabama.
Oh my God. That's that situation right there we'll run into where we tear our fenders up. So I'm gonna get this offloaded. This will be it for this video. It's getting pretty long. We'll start the next video when we go pick up that loader. See you next week.